From big boxes with tiny holes to our smartphones, cameras have come a long way throughout history, helping us record memories and appreciate the beauty of nature. So then, how does such a neat invention work? In this video, we'll go over how light and color works, how the camera captures digital and film photos, and how we are able to adjust our shots such as focus and exposure. Let's briefly go over how light works first. The color of an object depends on the light that it reflects. For example, when a light hits a leaf, it absorbs all the colors except for green, and this green light then travels to our eyes for our brains to interpret as a green leaf. Cameras work more or less the same way. By capturing the light reflecting off objects, they're able to interpret those light signals into an image we can see. Here's a simple digital camera with a lens, an aperture, a few mirrors, a shutter, and an image sensor. Starting at the lens, this is the part that focuses the light into our camera so we can actually capture it. In order to focus this light, however, the image we are trying to capture will get flipped. The aperture, which usually sits on the lens, controls how much light gets into the camera. Now, this flipped image reaches this mirror here and gets reflected a few times to reach the viewfinder, where it gets flipped the right side up for us to see what our camera sees. Once we are satisfied with the shot, we press a shutter release button, which will lift this mirror and the shutter up, allowing the light to reach the sensor. The sensor then converts what the camera sees into a digital signal, with brighter light emitting a higher voltage and a dimmer light emitting a lower voltage. Furthermore, the sensor is filled with red, green, and blue pixels, which, similar to the primary colors of paint, are the primary colors of light, and the combination of those colors are able to recreate all the colors of a captured image. Lastly, after flipping the image, it is saved onto a memory card and displays for us to see. In the case of film cameras, all the steps are the same except in the final step. The shutter opens to a light-sensitive photographic film. These films contain silver halide, which captures the brightness of a picture, which can then be developed into an actual physical photo using chemicals in a dark room. Videos are recorded in the exact same way too. The camera just takes a bunch of photos quickly and plays them back to create motion. There are a few adjustments that we can make on our camera to take the perfect shot. We can first adjust the aperture, which will change the depth of field or the focus of the picture. We can then adjust the shutter speed, which is how long the shutter remains open for light to hit the sensors. To capture motion, a quick shutter speed is needed since motion will appear blurry if the shutter is open for too long. But a slow shutter speed is great for long exposure photos, which is used to capture still objects in low light, such as stars and landscapes. And lastly, to zoom, we can adjust the position of the lens in the camera, which can adjust where the image is focused. This will cause the filmed object to shrink or magnify, creating the zoom effect. And there we have it. The camera is a surprisingly simple machine that essentially imprints light into a sensor or film, creating a copy of what the camera sees the moment the shutter opens. From taking many photos in quick succession for creating videos, to adjusting small components for realigning focus, cameras are able to capture our memories by manipulating light to our will. I hope that y'all have learned something interesting today. Thank you for your time, and stay hydrated!